on now. Yeah. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We in the house. We in the house. We in the house. My queen, sister co-host for the month until November. Man, we got some stuff planned for you. Brother Lawrence is out celebrating with his union with his lovely wife, Queen Marilyn, their anniversary, 33 years. Yes. Beautiful number, beautiful number. That's the number, man. I'm telling you, 33. I tell you, I didn't even bring my numbers book with me, but basically, it's a good thing that when you can celebrate your union for those many years, you know what I'm saying? That's not beautiful. That it is amazing because I'm sure the journey has its ups and downs, because the way life gives us ups and downs, and then them two as individuals, and them two as together with the family, and I'm sure they have I think they have four marvelous boys and two beautiful queen daughters. I'm telling you, and everybody's grown. They got grandkids. Yes. So that's what I said. Those 33 years have been a journey for them. That's true celebration of black love at its finest. You know what I'm saying? And a full term, 33 years. Wow. I commend you both. Much more success on the love and being an example for those who are yet to come into that journey and then start walking that path. Because there's a lot of strong women out here like myself that's holding on to God's ever unchanging hand for that opportunity to get blessed with true black love like that, until 33 years and some more. You know what I'm saying? I have 55th. Yeah, but you know what you're doing. I know you got them coming. I know you working it out because I got this biological clock thing going like tick 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 tick, and then it's like it used to be tick 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 tick. When I was like in my 25s, it was like that. Then when I got like my 35s, it started tick 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 tick. Now my 50s is tick 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 tick. So that clock is moving, honey. It is moving. So with that being said, homage to him and his wife for 33 years of union, blessed unions. I wanted to take a moment of silence for a guest of mine who is a legend in the go-go world and beyond. Mr. Tino Jackson just transcended 2 days ago. We have a selfish God, and he was a brilliant guitarist, and he called him home. So I wanted to do a moment of silence, and also just send our prayers and love and support out to his family and all of his friends and musicianal co-eds. That's a great loss. So we're gonna give a moment of silence for Mr. Jackson. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Like I said, rest in heaven. And I know you're going to be playing in that glory gold band up there of his and giving him what he deserves. And you won't have to suffer no more with your illnesses and things like that. So, his way is always better. And and hopefully we can continue on to play your music, show your pictures, because we will continue to do that here. Because he's been a guest on here like 3 times. So yeah, we still, throughout the years, around the times of those shows that he been here, we'll post the anniversary picture of Tino Jackson. Long live the guitarist king in heaven. I mean, because he go back to legend. I don't know if you guys know it. When he was here, he explained the journey, how they got the deal to be on the movie set of School Days with Spike Lee when EU got played Doing the Butt for the for the homecoming. I got how it came out because it's Howard homecoming weekend, so that's something I wanted to throw out there too. But that's later on in the show. But yeah, so he was legendary. You know, he toured. They went to. I think he was with EU when they went overseas, and all of that. So yes, he really put in his work, and like I said, it's gonna be truly a loss. But on a lighter note, I got Queen co-host, like I said, Sabrina, and she's gonna be dropping us some knowledge on our journey. As you know, me and brother, we always have something for you. So she got some things for you she wanted to speak on. And now I'm ready to turn it over to the other queen across from me. Yeah, Queen Sabrina. And you guys seen her before. She's a community activist as well over in Ivy City. She's also a mom of a huge squad. For her to be so little, she got a huge squad, so you don't want to mess with her. Well, I tell you, boys and girls, grown, grown. So, you know, so with that being said, strong sister, mother and educator, Mother Nature, take it on, sister.
Well, first I want to talk about Simone Biles. A lot of people are not um, putting her on blast. She has done a lot.
And you said this is Simone.
Simone Biles, the gymnast.
Oh, okay, the gymnast. Oh, okay.
The gymnast, the young girl that's won all the medals, and she's making world history, like planet history. You know, I'm not sure if the reason why a lot of people don't know about her is because they're not talking about her. And this is something I want to add. They don't talk about us enough when we make accomplishments like that.
Right.
You know, now and if she was on drugs, if it was something about
negative, oh, they have her on the forefront.
They have her on all social media, all news broadcasts, and it's a sad thing that they always putting us on the back burner. The brother that passed away, you know, we think about death as being something that's final.
Right, but it's not.
It's not final.
It's just his time here.
It's his time here.
The flesh.
It's done. He's been put back into the universe. I truly believe that.
Yes, indeed.
You know,
yes,
he's been
indeed.
put back into the universe, and he will be in
the midst of a lot of musical stuff and people he touched.
That's right. He
has
manifested, I'm sure, and he's going to live on. Yeah. And like Brother Lawrence, I wanted to talk about too. As far as people being in a union for so many years, and in our communities, we don't get along with everyone. Like, you know, we're the first to attack each other.
Right.
When the important thing, especially these days, we need to be loving each other. We need to be coming together. We need to be uniting, because I'm sure everybody knows what's going on right now in the news, which is a lot of negative things that, especially with in Dallas, there's a lot of things going on out there. And that's,
even in third worlds are uproar, like in Haiti, Nigeria. Those third world countries, I'm telling you, it's just
South
an explosion. When he sent that food down here to destroy this place, he knew what he was doing. That's why he kicked him out. You know, gave him his own playground. And it's just us to rechange and restructure our lives and not to get caught up in his crap, you know.
And we are, because
some stuff we just can't dodge.
Well, some stuff we can change, and especially with us getting along in our communities.
Right.
You know, we need to start strengthening our communities, building our communities up, stop poisoning these children's minds, stop poisoning our communities, and we just need to come together, because we are under attack. And
and it's just not in the physical.
It's not. I'm sure people see it. We are under attack, and if men, especially men, because a lot of queens, they're stepping up to the plate. They on the front lines, and we need our men to be on the front lines because it's a lot of things that's going on, and and especially in our communities, because every week our brothers is dying, children, babies roaming the streets, people looking for their parents. That's in our communities, and they're quick. And I'm not going to call out any names, but I'm like, they're quick to say, oh, this person ain't good, and this person doing this, and this person doing that, but we're better than that,
Right.
and they don't want to see that, and we're coming up. I just need everybody to come up. A lot of people are coming up. A lot of people are recognizing what's going on, especially in our communities, because not only does it start at home with our families raising kings and queens, and I mean that by every sense of the word, because right now we need all our sons to step up to the plate because they're going to attack your family. And my community, in particular, Ivy City, we're still fighting for Cromel. We had Saint Day a few weeks ago to honor Alexander Cromel, and it was a few people there, but we should celebrate what a lot of African Americans did in
Have
the past.
established, right?
Yeah, have established, because the face of DC has dwindled. It's unrecognizable.
Yeah.
And they're doing it from one neighborhood. They have demolished a lot of the housing, public housing, promised people that they're going to come back, and they're not.
Right.
They already got the plans. I've seen it.
Right.
A lot of people are active in their communities as far as what they want, how they want their communities to look. And a lot of that is being ignored because we're not attending the meetings, we're not going to the hearings. That's very important.
Especially if you don't mention free food or gift cards. And
Which
that's
is
sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's
but
sad.
At the end of the day, that's instant gratification, and so many people are into, especially this generation. And I'm, every generation has its ups and downs, but that instant gratification, if what am I going to get out of it? That's always the case. What am I going to get out of it? What are you going to get out of it 20 years down the line? What are you going to get out of it for your children and your grandchildren, your bloodline? That's the important thing.
Right.
Not what I'm going to get right now.
Right.
Like, I can go to
instant
the store
gratification,
with
right.
the $50 gift card and spend that, and then you don't know what you spent. It's gone. It's gone. The neighborhoods is being infiltrated by a lot of private businesses. People's coming in, wiping out. They building condos, and then some places they're putting up businesses, and then some places we can't even put a business. So, my point that I make to some of these people when I talk to them is like, can I close your street down and have a block party every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and put moon bounces and cotton candy and horses and all this? Because that's actually what's happening, not in that type of way, but it's like in Ivy City we have so many lounges, and we have the winery, we have the smokehouse, we have a lot of stuff that's coming, and it's a lot of alcohol. Is geared.
It's
towards
not family friendly no more.
It's not family friendly.
Single living single.
Yeah, and that's what they're
couples.
Promoting. That's what they're promoting.
Yeah.
And if people are just
dwindling
wake
out
up,
the families, single family homes,
the
and
traditional family, that's being weeded out by the majority. And we don't have nothing to lose. We need to go and stand up for what we know, what we feel, and what we know. Like, making our communities. These are our communities. but they pushing us out and people are not caring. It's like, okay, well, y'all gave the community up, and I'm
Right.
like, well, that's partially right, but it's up to y'all to fix it because y'all are the generation now.
Right.
And even if we did try to fix it, it's you have so many entities that are trying to take us out of here that a lot of people have gotten scared. A lot of people have gotten scared for the backlash, the criticism, if they stand up for the right things, but they would prefer to stand up for what's wrong and just and feed off of that, knowing that that is not going to take us anywhere. It's not,
Right.
and some, a lot of people, I listen to a lot of people's conversations, and they was like, "Oh, that sister, she talk too much. She too strong-minded." Well, all of us need to be strong-minded. All of us need to be loud.
Yes. Our
and
voices
putting
need
it
to
out
be,
there.
need to be heard
Yeah,
because we've been lied to, we've been dictated to,
the lies.
we've been just bamboozled, how my boy said. Yeah, we've been over the years, and then it's so badly that they had our parents even in the mind frame that they didn't even know any better what they were realizing what they were doing to us.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because of how they were dictated to and dummied down and
Yeah.
with all these because I truly believe in the immunization had a lot of things to do with a lot of the elderly now illnesses, because if you go back and research back into our ancestry, you didn't hear all these illnesses. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have all this stuff going around. So they let you know that things were created.
It was a
They were
diabolical
created.
plan,
Things were
and they're
created
feeding into
for
it.
time
Yep.
and extension and and descending of certain parts of life. In all aspects, even if it's on our food end or our healthcare end or our state of living. And it's very, very sad. But like you were saying, Simone Barnes, she was
Bounds.
Bowles,
Yeah.
Simone Bowles. She was I think after Dominique, she was the second young lady that went into the Olympics, correct?
She went into the Olympics.
Right, and she was
from.
because I think Dominique was from Chicago.
I'm not sure where she's from.
Okay, I know it was an inner city,
Yeah,
a poverty
and,
inner city.
and she has beat a lot of odds.
Yeah,
And
that is worth being commended for.
Yes.
Truly
Yes.
worth being commended for.
Yes.
So hats off to you, young lady, and keep on doing
doing the damn thing.
and keep on doing it, and keep them under your feet, your flips, or whatever you doing in that Olympics, honey. Don't let nothing stop
That's
you.
right.
You have so many women of a power that are athletes that gone before you. So that's why a lot of our youngins are coming up so strong, because we have been blessed with strong female athletic figures.
Yes.
Even from Johnson, the basketball player, to the twins, the tennis player. So, and a lot of more. Even the Dominican Republican girl, Dana, the first female race car driver. So it's just a lot of strong, like you said, you have to be strong women. And believe it or not, that's a gift now. A lot of people deserve to have, because a lot of people are not strong, especially in this day and times with so many things and odds and obstacles up against you. You feel you can become being very defeatful if you don't have things to keep you builded up and positive and surroundings and changing those things, like you said.
Yes.
You have to make those changes in order to
Yeah.
implement those things to change your environment, to change your life. But go ahead on with.
And I wanted to, talk about that because we need to build each other up.
Mm-hmm.
All of our children, and I say our children because we are a village, and
That's
your
right.
children is my children is your children.
Right.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been fed so many lies coming from everywhere, all over, that they believe that they can't do anything. They believe that they're not worthy of.
Such low self-esteem.
It's just the self-esteem is down, is going down like in a negative, because of the lies they feed them in school.
Mm-hmm.
The people that they got to work with, that they have to bite their tongue. They can't really say too much of what they believe in, if they believe in something different than their co-workers, but they gotta put a bridle on that tongue because they're not allowed to speak, the
Right.
truth.
Right.
And that's going on a lot. A lot of people are who's standing up for the truth are constantly getting bucked down, and that's by the system because they want the truth. They want the lies to keep it. It's all about the propaganda that they feeding everybody. It's the lies, and we've been so conditioned to believe it that we just believe it. You have to deprogram from all the lies
Yes,
in order
you
to
do.
realize what the truth is, and they have you believing that the truth is a lie. you know,
Have you believing the truth is a lie and evil is good?
and a lot of us, our people, they believe by them being that way. It's like it's killing the black culture. It's everybody has taken over our culture that now they making it theirs when it is always ours. It's like DC. Like how can they putting up murals, but they want to mute the music. You know what I'm saying? They want to take away the instruments from the
Want it to be seen but not heard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They want to let their dogs poop at Howard University on the blocks. The buildings that's coming up in these neighborhoods, they say it's affordable. Everybody hearing this word these days, affordable. Who is it affordable for?
Mm-hmm.
Can you afford it?
Yep, and if you don't go and do your research into these programs for the DC housing authorities, you'll be true.
Where you gonna go? Where you gonna live?
Mm-hmm. And that's why those programs, well, I know in DC particular, those programs are implicated because they have to have some type of control over these developers because they'll come in here and they'll just take over and buy everything. So that's why they make it a law. If they choose to come into the district to develop any type of living residential dwellings, they have to offer some of the percentage of units. I think between 7 and 12% of the units, which is a very small number because it'd be thousands of units, and that's a very small number. They have to, by law, offer it to the affordable housing programs.
But then we're looking at
if you don't know it, about the information,
that's right.
And it's a lot of people who don't know about the information because, like you said, they fearful of, damn, I have to take all this paperwork, I'm going to have to put them in my business and this, that, and another because of the lies. Girl, you don't want to go down there. They just want to know all your business and this, that, and another because they don't want you to go down there and get the resources. And like you said, we have been taught to lie to each other, deceive each other. And that's why a lot of these resources and these information factors and centers don't get the patronage that they be expecting because so many people put the fear in their mind that, oh, you can't go up there. You can't go up there like that, girl. You can't go up there if you ain't got no shoes.
Right.
People gonna look at you and this, that, and another. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that baby up there because they're gonna already know you need something. Regardless, that's what it's for.
But to that, so what? You know what I'm saying? Everybody is always looking at the outer appearance instead of looking at what's within.
Judging that book by the cover.
And that's where we fall behind.
That's that lie.
If I'm looking fresh, that don't mean I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then they do, and to the what you're saying about people being in your business, if you have the money to build your community, to bring housing in your community, then it will be welcome. But it'll be a fight, but it'll be welcome.
Right.
But we don't have resources like that. We don't have money like that. Everybody is nickeling and diming and trying to struggle to see tomorrow whether they're going to eat. You know
how the bills gonna get paid, how you gonna go from the first of the month to the 31st of the month.
Exactly. Sometimes the 15th.
Tell me about it.
So it's like, what do you have to lose? You can go up here and stand your ground and fight against not only the developers but fight against the lies, and that's the main thing. And you got to think within yourself, what is the lie? And it takes some research, you know, and that's what I've been doing a lot of. And none of us are perfect,
right?
You know, and if you have a fresh outfit from the mall, that still don't make you perfect. But you need to know that fresh outfit, you still black, and you can be light, you can be whatever. If you're black, they're gonna look at you as black. They're not gonna ask you what kind of degree you have. They're not gonna ask you what kind of job you have. They might, I don't know. But at the end of the day, you still black.
Right. And that's another thing too. Just because, you know, I feel, which is another stippler that a lot of people use to get in their self-way, they way, is because I'm black. That's the first excuse. I'm black. If I get there before everybody, even though I'm black, they still gonna not give me the fair treatment. You know, and see, when you put those things in before yourself, they become part of what you already done before you got to even to get to your assessor of you going to that interview. You know what I'm saying? You done already done killed it. You know what I'm saying? So, and those are a lot of things that this journey and this lifestyle has taught me. And I'm still learning because it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
You never completely fully knowledge of any of this. The energy, as the energy flows and as the days change, this knowledge, it gratifies to up different levels. So that tells you right there, as the days change and as energy flows, that's how this knowledge go. It can grow just like that within a person. It's up to the person doing their research, doing they practicing into it, and also you know, indulging into the lifestyle of changing the way you think, you live, your space. It's work. It's work.
It's a lot of work.
But it's worth it.
And it's worth it. It's worth the fact that you know you're going to be free. Because nobody is going to make you free. Nobody is going to give it to you. You're going to have to take it.
Hey! And you know the first song that came to my mind, I didn't mean to point at you, but you, because before you said free, she came to my mind, I'm taking my freedom, putting it on the shelf. Jill is bad. Living my life like it's golden, living my life like, you said take it. And she put it out there.
That's right.
And she put it out there.
That's right, because you're not free by, you know, people have addictions, people have vices, people are in bondage, and it's not necessarily what the system has put you in. You put yourself in bondage, and you need to come out of that. That's just like the prison system. It's not cool to be locked up.
No, it's not.
And you know, they just want to take our men off the streets to keep from protecting their families, and they're using it. It's an agenda, and people are feeding into it because the negativity is winning out here these days. The negativity, you know, just like the incident in Dallas with Botham Jean. and Joshua Brown.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
but it's happening over and over
again.
and over and over. And um, what we know, a lot of our cops are cowards. A lot of these systems has been put into place to beat down on us and take us up out of here, because they really don't want us here no way.
Correct.
You know.
The
So
odds are truly, truly, truly set against us. in
so
many
we
ways.
got to keep fighting because we don't have nothing to lose. Because I would rather fight than for them to put me out without a fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know, we need to look at things. We don't need to fight amongst each other. It's a lot of bickering on, social media, and it's always black on black. They have the videos of the women getting beat up, and people just standing around watching. It's enough of that already.
Correct.
Enough. If you see your sister getting beat down, you supposed to go and stomp a mud hole and
The brother or the sister.
or whoever.
Mhm. But like you
Whoever.
said, it's the fear. I ain't got time to get in there because they going to be back together tomorrow. And like you said, we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that, because that's why so many things that are allowed to happen, because we are scared to say something and do something. And I look at it this way: if it's to a point, even if I can handle it from a distance of just picking up my cell phone and calling the police, at least I'm trying to do my part. Because she can't get to the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So at least
Yeah.
I'm doing my part. And they allow you to call an anonymously.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't understand why people don't.
Well, to that, they can let you be anonymous, but who's to say it's anonymous? Because like the issue with Joshua Brown, we're thinking that it's a hit from, powers that be or whatever, because he's supposed to be testifying. It's just funny how it went down, and then they trying to say he's a drug dealer. Okay, you a drug dealer living next to a cop.
Okay.
Because she lived in that building where she shot the man sitting in his living room eating ice cream, watching TV.
My thing is, when it first came out, they had a relationship.
And that's what they were saying, and it could have been true.
And
I
you
don't
know
I
how
wasn't there.
once you go black, you cannot go back, honey. Plain and simple. Sister was hung up on that Mandingo, and he wanted to cut it off because they lived in the same building. That shit probably got uncomfortable, and so on and so on. That's what I seen out the whole thing, because you just not gonna walk into somebody's place and actually just shoot them, right?
Think it's yours.
And he's sitting there, not
Just think it's
threatening, in
yours.
no
Yeah.
threatening manner.
But how many of our brothers, how many of us have gotten locked up because, they got the stand your ground law? But if somebody come into your house and they turn their back and you shoot them, you can still get in trouble for that.
Right.
But you're fearing for your life, but you can't fear for your life if somebody turn their back on you and run. That's the whole,
ground law.
You gotta
Right.
you gotta read the small print.
Right.
You gotta get into it. You can't just listen to everybody. Somebody say something, research it and keep researching it, and come out with some answers. Because if you go down like that, you gotta know, you can't put your life into somebody else's hands.
Exactly.
You gotta know what's real and what odds are against me at this point. Am I going to go down for life, or are they going to see that I actually feared for my life and somebody came and I was protecting my family?
Right, and that was no threatening situation for her, all for her to shoot him like that. So that lets you know, furthermore, it was more to it than just accident.
Yeah,
and then what she got charged with, the
10
sentencing.
years.
But and I'm like Steve Harvey, what he said. His family, the brothers, the mother, they are such the most extraordinary human beings that I've ever seen, and exemplifying in true forgiveness.
That's
hugging and
that's a subject for another day.
girl. Yes, I think
Because
we'll talk about that.
forget.
Yes, we do.
We
but
always.
that. Woo! You see, I'm stuttering. That's deep. That was deep.
I mean, you got to look at it.
That's
you gotta
beyond.
Put yourself in
But
her shoes.
right, and then and their shoes too, because like his brother said, what's the use of me taking the rest of my time left here? My brother would not want me to take the rest of my time in this world to continue to try to hate her, because that's negative,
Yeah,
and that would pull him down.
yeah.
So I can, but I'm just saying it's so
Yeah.
deep on a mental level
It's
that.
deep on all levels.
Yes,
It's
yes,
deep on
yes.
all
I would
levels.
really love to just talk to that brother or somebody from that family, because that when you can forgive somebody of something so relentless as how she took their family member away, that's exemplifying some strong faith of forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, that's real.
Yeah.
But then we have to
And I'm
look
so
at
glad
it.
that we are able to see that type of
Yeah.
stuff at this time of day, because we
Yeah.
need to.
Well, we need to, but then we need to hold people accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
Because it's always, okay, I'm going to shoot you. Oh, I'm sorry. And my family, your family is going to forgive me. And then, then I'm going to get out and then I'm going to go do it
Look
again.
for your family, right?
I'm
All this revenge.
gonna go do it again, and it's not really revenge. It's how we are so forgiving to people that it was probably in her agenda. I mean, I'm looking at it that way.
Oh, of course, it was
Because
planned.
She,
It was
and I'm not
premeditated.
sure if it was
Not to a full extent, but I think to some part of it, it
to
was.
some part of it. At some
Yeah.
point, she probably said, "Yeah, I'm
Tired
gonna
of
get me a nigga one day."
I'm tired of
You
this.
know,
Mhm.
I'm gonna get me a nigga one day, and then it just so happened to be her neighbor, But the forgiving part, I understand where you coming from, Queen. But the forgiving part, that's why we're in the boat we are in now, because we always forgiving everybody for the wrong shit that they've been doing to us, and they keep doing it, and we keep we keep forgiving, and then they keep
I think
doing it.
to some degree, in the matter of the law of it, they probably felt because they were black, they wasn't going to have that much legal power, and then too, why are we going to fight for restitution and all this other kind of stuff, because we end up spending a lot of money trying to.
Well, as we see, when Joshua Brown testified, look what happened to him. Because from what I gather, he didn't want to testify. They pretty much made him testify. And then the sister that recorded it, she lost her job and her credentials, and they called her a black extremist because she recorded it. Because she was the one that was out there and filmed it, and she said she got so many hits from so many people wanting her story, and she was like, oh hell nah, because y'all is not gonna put me out like that and chop my story or chop what I saw up and make it benefit yours. But once she give them the story,
changing it, and
she's under contract.
Right.
We got to stop being under these contracts with all these different entities, because they are the ones that's controlling your soul, basically.
Right.
Once
you allow them into something personal and private, is even like that's why I promote and I keep holding my own music, and it's copywritten, because I'm not going to just give off my stuff to just anybody.
Yep.
And if it takes me, I don't care how long it takes for me to get it out there, but I'm not selling my stuff to nobody to take from me.
Don't sell yourself.
No, because this is my creativity that God has given me, my gift. I'm not just gonna let it go like that. No, and I don't care. I'm gonna sit on it forever. 40 years from now, I'm be still sitting on some TV show talking about thinking of you back when and Boss Hard, because I will be playing those throughout the show. So yes, I will be promoting these 3 songs 40 years from now.
That's right.
I'm not selling out. self.
Don't be a self.
That's right. So, but somebody gonna love, because the one back when I performed at the Cromwell Elementary School Day, the block party, Ramona from In Vogue, the new member, she said great job. She really liked the song, and me and her, she has a spiritual thing she does every day called Word with Ramona. The real R&B, Ramona Miss R&B. She's on Instagram, and she does like an editorial in, health, mental wellness, thoughts for the day. She does all types of little editorial now too. So me and her being just going back and forth on each other's page right there. But like I said, you never know who's looking. They say it's someone always watching. They always watching you, so you never know. So that's why I said I'm never going to give up on pushing those. But with that being said, anything else you wanted to bring up other than we talked about the Olympian, and we talked about Black love, and we touched on the community, a lot on the community of Blackness, of being aware and self-sufficient of yourself, knowing thyself, and in your communities as well. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, a lot of things we're going to have to work on if we want to see change.
That's right.
You know, we're going to have to work on things to make a change. And it don't have to be something big, because Rome wasn't built overnight. It can be the smallest thing. You never know, can have the greatest, hugest impact.
And it starts in our families.
Yes,
you know,
it does.
The vision or unity starts at home.
Yes, it does.
And either way, however it turns out, it's going to
still be carried out.
It's going to carry it out.
Mm-hmm.
And the system, well, you know, a lot of us are coming into realizing that the system is alienating us from our Black man. That's glorified. You know, not supporting your Black man. That's what they want. You know,
setting them up for not to be successful in our eyes. We already downgrading them, you know, because maybe they deliver trash, or maybe they go to the construction sites every so often in rotation. They're not working on completely, you know, and you know we're very hard on them, and because of statistically, dictationally, that's all we've been saying. That man ain't this. He ain't got this type of job. He ain't that. Yeah. I wonder why he couldn't get that type of job. It's, you know, it's like,
but you look at what you got.
Okay.
How can you judge
someone else? And I love that song by Michael Jackson. I'm talking to that man in the mirror. You gotta talk to that man in the mirror sometimes.
Yourself. You gotta strengthen yourself. You gotta do right what you need to do within yourself, and then you can accept. Going back to Brother Lawrence and his wife, how they have stuck together throughout all these years. You know, that give me hope for relationships. You know, because so many relationships are failing because we don't love ourselves. That's you know, right. How can somebody love you if you don't love yourself? And you can't go out here and seek somebody to love you and give you what you need to give yourself.
Right.
You know,
that's
something
impossible.
I'm learning.
Everybody's, and ain't nobody out here Houdini like that. And people be wanting you to be Houdini. They expect for you to come in their life without any type of conversations held over periods of time of getting to know each other.
Checks.
Right. They expect you to come right in, like you said, instantly, knowing what they need and what they want.
Yep.
But there are some out here, I know there are. There's still some brothers out here worthy, and there's still some queens out here worthy as well. We just got to change the way we think and how we respect each other. You know what I'm saying? Don't take something from the past and put it on somebody totally brand new.
Oh,
because that will become an obstacle, and you will not grow.
Yes. And that's something that you know, a lot of times when I'm thinking, I write a lot of things down, and That was one of the points that I made to myself. Don't disrespect the past to change the future. That's something that it just
I like that. What was that?
yeah. Don't disrespect the past to change
Disrespect
the
the
past
past.
to change the future. Like they doing with DC. DC don't even look like Chocolate City,
It don't.
and they what they call it, Latte City or something like that. They was calling it. This is a white man. Let's not set the stage for them to take over everything that
And remove all
and
our.
remove our culture. But we feeding into it because we're out here doing, being slaves to them, getting bucked down, getting put away, getting taken out, and if we do get taken out, we doing it for what we know was right, and that's protecting my family, because I know I'm a create a lineage of warriors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We need to be warriors,
Yes,
not
we do.
punks, not feminized, not out here being emotional.
Like we used to be, like some of our foremothers used to be. They used to get out here. Remember the orange hats, the neighborhood watch,
yeah,
the red
yeah,
hats. They
yeah,
had them all over
yeah,
the city.
yeah.
Even in Maryland and Virginia, they had their own community neighborhood watch. You don't hear too much about those anymore. Those used to be big resources in the community.
Yeah.
The boys and the girls clubs, they done got
Yeah.
dwindled down,
Yeah.
as the last hope and resources. But the cities and stuff are still keeping them up, still making sure they have the state of the art equipment. But a lot of the kids in the
Yeah.
community don't get to utilize them
Yep.
because of the orientation of the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I can't walk over there; I might get shot.
Well, I mean, that's what they want you to believe.
Right.
Like my neighborhood.
But
yeah.
then they want to send the
Yeah.
police out
Yeah.
there to do
Yeah.
their touring
Mhm.
at the oddest hours.
Mhm.
Why are you not out there when the kids out of school? Why you want to come just when you feel it's comfortable, when you gonna
That's
think
right.
some crime gonna happen? Come out when there's kids out during the daytime. Come out,
When
you know.
you need it the most.
Yeah, be visible when you
Yeah.
need it the most. When something happens, somebody call you, don't come over there 2 hours later and then tell me what happened, and then leave. And then soon you leave, it goes off again, and somebody's calling you again, because I have experienced this. I've been over in the Woodland area for 4 years now, and when I hear gunshots, I've called them, and they'll say, instead of them trying to figure out, trying to get somebody on the scene, they start to ask me questions. Did I see who had the gun? No, I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think I'm gonna be
That's
in
what
my
they
window to
do.
give you information?
That's what they
Get somebody
do.
over here.
That's what they do.
And
They-
no, I ain't leaving you my name and information.
Well, actually, they're no good anyway.
Right.
Actually,
They come after the fact.
they like I said, cowards become cops.
Mm-hmm.
They'll rather take somebody down that's not even a threat.
Like putting up on the spot, just want to frisk the boys, ask for ID.
Stop and
You
frisk.
know,
For
for
no
no apparent
cause,
reasons.
no
You know what I'm
cause.
saying? But when somebody be blasting off shots, you calling them, they gonna take their time to come on the scene.
Yeah. Well, they know we killing each other, so they was like, oh, they'll sit back until it's over with, and then just be nonchalant about it. Which a lot of us really don't care, because they are, their jobs, they don't have respect anymore.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
And a lot of older people like myself,
You're
know.
not that much older. You're not that older.
older people like myself, I'm talking about older G's like myself than these young G's out here running out.
Okay, the OGs.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We still resort to our old measures because we can't trust these young G's and how they out here doing this and handling this business and this violence. So they kind of put us old G's at like a paranoia state where we always got to be damn near on with some mace, a little steak knife in our purse, or a little kitchen knife. You know what I'm saying? Ice pick,
Box cutter.
box cutter. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be out here doing these type of things. Then we gotta handle business. We going up into these buildings, forget that we got knives and box cutters on us. They say, "My bad, you can't come in here." Oh,
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? So they making it hard.
Yeah.
They making it very hard, and it's a shame that we had to resort down to almost being our own protectors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
basically, that's what we need to do.
And that's used to be back in the old days.
We need to police ourselves. We need to run our own communities. We need to have our own business. There's a lot of brothers out here that's doing a damn thing that have that business. There's a lot of sisters out here that's doing their own thing. You know, trying to
make a change. Yeah.
Trying to make a change, and we need to stay with
like
our brothers and sisters and put the money into our communities instead of, you know,
taking it out of the community and going out of the community. Like my godmother said, I don't go across that bridge for nothing. I keep my money on this side of the bridge.
Right.
I said, I know that's right. That's
Ward
one good
7 and 8.
That's where she go, from northeast to southeast, from southeast to northeast.
Yep.
She don't go nowhere else. She don't go uptown.
Yep.
She don't go nowhere else. She be right between those two wards.
Right.
And she say, and that's she say,
but they
as
so
far as
saturated with the Chinese and with their stores, and then they watching us going there. They in my community, you in my community, with the cheap and the fake and the knockoffs. But yet you want to stare me down and watch me walk in your store. You know, I had that issue. I was in North Carolina. I went into a really nice store that sold trinkets, and they, you know, a lot of these white kids, they was coming in the store and they was running around the store. Mind you, they had all kinds of precious things hanging because they had crystals and all this, what you call it, when you get your name on your pocketbook and all that type of stuff. Just all kind of baubles and trinkets. And these white kids came in there running around. The lady came from behind the counter and followed me through the store. I didn't realize it until I walked out the store, and I was like, wait a minute, because of the...
You had company.
Look, the light bulb went off, right? I'm like, wait a minute, hold
I felt like I had company, like I had a girlfriend shopping with me.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow.
Because when I left, I watched her, she went back, you know, at the
back
counter.
To the counter.
So then I went back in there. I said, wait a minute, that just didn't happen. And I'm getting ready to see
Threw me off.
I'm like, wait a minute, let me see if this really happened. Went back in the store, and I watched everything this lady did. She watched me as these kids was running around, $300-$400 purses, just around the couches and the tables. You know, it's one of them type stores. And she came from behind the counter and
watching you, and didn't even pay them no attention.
Didn't even pay them no attention.
Wow.
And when I complained, it was like, oh, that's my mom, and I don't give a damn. She was watching me like I took the cash register or whatever.
Like you was scoping the place out to come back and hit her up style. I tell you, boy. And that's, you know, with down south, you get that. And
it's happening here too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, the more diverse. We come, but
the cameras and everything.
They're so fearful because they know that they're going to be the minorities to come. They're going to be the minorities. They knew this from a long time ago, that they were going to be the minorities to come. So with that being said, Sister Queen has to get to her employment location. I'm telling you, that's what I said, you got to watch her action. Because she's going to be dropping in and dropping out. And we will see her next Saturday with some more information and well talk, mental wellness, and community updating and empowering messages from her. And I'm going to let you, while I score her out, I'll let you hear another one of my songs. This was written by myself, Woot Nam Spitter. He's on Instagram, and Katero Shimigami is on Facebook. This is called Boss Hard. This music was given to us by Edie the Don with the original Outlaws behind Tupac. and everybody wrote their own parts. So check it out. This is called Boss Hard. It's out there on SoundCloud and it's out there in the BMI. So download it and get it. And Queen Sabrina will be back next Saturday with Brother Lars in the house.
That's right. See y'all later.
hard being a boss. Don't let this world weigh you down.
Baby. Thug life, baby. Shinigami style. It's a god and a star. I'm gonna take this part on this real Shinigami thing to represent my part for my sister and my mother. Right there from the start, going DC, we thuggin' and I see your hearts. This is thug life, nigga. I'm gonna say again, coming to together with the police doing bad again. Underestimate the people, it will never be the same. When we hit the world in the streets right down to their brain, so let's go.
You gotta keep your head up, sick and tired being fed up. Early mornings always trying to get up, trying to survive in these times that we living in, trying to keep your sons alive from never trying to see the pain. Not to mention the harassment on the job, trying to stay focused even though the work ain't hard. Staying focused on your mission, trying to get paid, doing what's right there. You heard what the song say, hey.
Keep your head up, ladies. It's so hard being a boss. Don't let this world weigh you down. It's so hard being a boss.
Love you. All right. Thank you for standing by while I walked the queen out. And we had our little picture thing going on. I hope you enjoyed that. That was Boss Hard. Like I said, that was Katero Shimigami with me as well as Ruth Spinner. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about for this last half, I hope you got a lot of information. Like I said, she is well connected with DC, Empower DC. So we'll be getting a lot about the updates and things that'll be going on in the communities through Ward 7 and Ward 8. So she'll be bringing some more of that back. But what I wanted to share with you guys today was basically last month, I think in the early parts, I gave you 3 things you can do to retain some power back into, your secrets of personal power, how you can retain it. And by each night, taking a journal, and each night write down 3 things that you're grateful for that happened during that day. For example, I'm grateful to feel the warm sunshine on my face, or I'm grateful to hear my friend's voice. And some days when it's difficult to think even one good thing, you can write, I'm grateful I made it through the day. So that's retaining back some of your personal power, which I spoke to you guys about last month. And also, all of this as far as like special sectioning of positive energy and magic. We always been magical people, and having said that, when you take this journey, it's like this journey takes you. It's like you don't really take it on yourself. This is not something that you just make up and just start doing. This is something that has to be deep down rooted inside of you in order to even have some intuition that you're going to even start this walk. Because if you paid any attention to my pages, you would see that I post stuff, theological stuff that one of my posts said that if you started this walk, you wasn't awake. You was called by you didn't just awake, you were called by your ancestors. And which is all of this is true, because all of this is deep down within inside of us. We just have to detox. Like Brother Lawrence, he's a vegan. He does all type of things to clean his mind and his inner being, and meditation and things like that will help you with your levels along the way of this journey. So with the personal power retrieval, as well as with positive energy and magic, I want to just read this to you. And this is out of the book that I have gotten. It's called Joan Marie's Mystical Secrets for the Wealth, Health, and Happiness. So I'll be bringing you some messages and knowledges from her book. And this section is still called the special section of Positive Energy Magic. We've all heard about living in the moment, but what does that really mean to you and me? I know to me, living in the moment is like the here and the now. Like me and Queen was talking about that instant right now life, perfect relationship, perfect job, all of that. And while it's so crazy, like I tell you all the time in the show, I just love talking about something and then open up a book and it bounced right back on what I was talking about with the Queen, and here it is. That's why I say this is a journey that will always keep the information of the energy flowing. It's never going to go off content. But with that being said, it says that we have all heard about living in the moment. But what does that really mean to you and me? You are not living in the moment when you are constantly struggling to get to the perfect relationship or job or recognition, wherever it is that will finally make your life wonderful. When you are fragile and anxious in reality, the very things you are striving to bring into your life move further and further away from you. When you are not happy in your present, how can you expect to attract the happiness into your future? To live in the moment is to discover what makes you happy right now. So, with that being said, I can kind of break it down to some of you, those that's not quite awake and probably say, what the heck is she reading? When it says here, when you're constantly struggling to get to that perfect relationship or that recognition or finally make your life wonderful, you be so fragile and anxious in your reality that you overlook things. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not being patient. You're not, fragileness is no peace. It's a lot of like unconfused energy. So you cannot bring those things that you want to be, to bring those things that you want and you desire the most in your life, your dreams or your vision, you will push them further away because you're not following the right process. You're trying to jump from it, just like, like me just taking a picture of it like, dang, that's where I want that house right there in Paris. Bam, boom, take a picture of it. No. It has to be a process within the energy of making that thought come into a full cycle of two, that vision that thought, then the vision and the thought, and then you get the process of the plans. All that will come into place on its own. But you have to have positive energy to make those things go into the flow of manifesting into a state of happiness and a state that you want. Because if you go into that fragile and anxious, you're gonna overlook something. You're not gonna your affirmations that you may burn your sage to. You may forget to put that in your affirmation. See, that's why this is work. It's really take work. It really takes research. It really takes practice, because you just can't do these things and expect for them to just happen. You just can't do it one time and say, oh, it's gonna happen. No, it takes practice and it takes work. You see me doing this here, I do the same thing at home. I light my salt candle. I burn my salt lamp. By Palo Santo wood stick, I smudge. And that's what you do when you're burning it. It's called smudging. And sometimes I even, like when I'm at home, even with the sage, after it's burned out, I go and chalk and mark when I smudged it. That's the new smudge mark that I have just cleansed it and charged it. And put my affirmation into it. Even with my stones and crystals, same thing. I smudge everything. I smudge my door after I burn the wood to remove the negative energy and forces. I even charge, like I said, I put my rocks and stones you see here, all these things when the sun rises. I have them sitting in the window where they can receive the sun rising light. When sun sets, I put them back in the window to get them the energy from the sun setting. Because all that gives us energy into when you're building your positive affirmations through your positive energy and doing your positive magic. See, that's what all this is all about. But when you're fragile and anxious in reality, you push your things, you be pushing things, you're trying too hard. In other words, slow down, regroup. You will make them things go farther away from you. But when you are happy, and when you're living in happiness in the moment, and you realizing that, all you have to do is just stay on the right path with positive thoughts, and it's going to happen, and keep adding things to that vision, keep creating routes to making it come to a reality. Don't just work on it, think of it, vision in it, and then put it to the side, because that no works is void. That's one of the things that will make it go further away. So you have to keep it in a happy state. You have to keep it in affirmation. Like I said, when I burn my sage, I say my affirmations. What I want is my affirmations. What I want out this universe is within your affirmation. That's what affirmations mean. When you're conversating to the universe with the things you want out of it, that's sowing in your just like when you go to church and you pay your tithes, and that's sowing seed. When you are meditating with God and have a relationship with God, that's sowing your seed, that's watering your seed. Just like this, it has to be work, constant work. But learning to live in the moment, it takes just a little rethinking. I just broke that down to you before I even read it out the book. See what I'm saying? All this is connection. When you're talking and you're giving the right information, because everything you talk about ends up connecting to each other. Before I even read it, I already said it. Learning to live in the moment takes just a little time and thinking, but you'll quickly find it will bring you tremendous joy. If you ever included some wonderful rituals that will help you to focus on the now. I just explained that to you. Charging my stones, smudging. See? It's all connected. Can't go wrong. And you have to surround yourself with lots of positive energy. See if it begins to embrace the treasure the day-to-day moments in your life. You'll discover that personal success, happiness, and financial security are all within reach. But you have to begin with laughter is cleansing and rejuvenates our soul. I didn't even know that. I know they used to hear all people saying laughter is good for the soul. So that is true. Laughter is cleansing and rejuvenates the soul. So that's something you can try to incorporate into your everyday life. Burn red candles and think about those things that bring you laughter into your life. That's 2. I didn't know about the red candle. I thought it was a white candle, but there you have it. This is the laughter ritual. This is also, it says, a funny movie, a good book, a special friend, a special family member. Let yourself go and laugh. The next step to bring you laughter into your life is to see that funny movie or read that book that get that special friend or family member or phone laughter heartily. That's why it's always good to have, like you see me as Queen here, Sabrina. Me and this woman, we could get on the phone, and I'm telling you, and it could be something so crazy that we never thought we would laugh over. Me and her would laugh for hours. I mean, we would get so giggled up that we can't even talk on the phone anymore. So laughter is cleansing and rejuvenating for our souls. So that's the laughter ritual. The love letter ritual. Write a long, wonderful love letter to yourself. And don't skip or Don't scamp on the compliments. Compliment yourself for everything you feel good about into your life right now. Compliment yourself on being just the way you are. Encourage yourself the way you would find. Mail the letter to yourself, and when you receive it, cherish it yourself all over again. So writing a long, wonderful love letter to yourself. Remember, me and her was just saying, you have to do some things to change your situation. And I didn't even know I was going to read this. I sat here and opened this up while we were talking. Didn't know, had no idea that it was going to be about what she was talking about. See, when you in this walk, information and knowledge, it comes to you and it's confirmation to itself. You don't really need anybody else, because as long as you researching and doing the work, it's going to come confounded and confirming within your walk, and you'll be untouchable. But it's an ongoing journey. And finding information or tools that'll help you through this journey is the strengthening part where we were talking about. You have to be strong, mind strong. Okay, 2 was the love letter ritual. Writing the long love letter to yourself, and don't skip on the compliments. Compliment yourself for everything to make you feel good about your life right now. Compliment yourself for being just the way you are. Encourage yourself the way you would a friend. And mail the letter to yourself, and when you receive it, and cherish it and cherish yourself all over again. Like, you didn't even write it to yourself, somebody else sent it to you. And we have to self-do these things with ourselves. Like she said, you have to encourage yourself. You have to love yourself. Because if you don't do these things to yourself, you won't be able to replicate these things to no one else. They will have no idea. That's why we have to, when Michael said, I'm talking to the man in the mirror, we have to do all these things. We have to talk to ourselves. We have to figure out who we are. That's why it's in the Bible. It's in some churches above the pulpit. Man, know thyself. You know, one belief, one Lord, one God. You know, so all those things, you know, are information, are notes, life notes. So you better start paying attention, because like I always say, don't sleep, because you will miss out. That's why things of researching, I started researching signs and symbols, because certain people use symbols and signs, just like when DC Radio got their mic in their title of their name of their radio show. Of their radio station, because the mic is going to be giving out information. Everything is handled through this mic. So that's their symbol for this sign. That's what I'm saying. You got to always know these things, that we are coming into this greater light, into awakening to things around us, tell us information and gives us knowledge all the time. Okay, the indulgence ritual. This is 3. First we had the letter ritual, the laughter ritual. We had the love letter ritual was the second. And now the third is the indulging ritual, and let me explain to you what that is. Right now is the perfect time to give your body a treat. Allow yourself to feel good physically. Soak in a hot bath, sipping on a cool drink, surrounded by candlelights, or try a wonderful rich body lotion. Indulge yourself doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be special to you. And realize that when your body feels good, your emotion usually follows. See how I was talking about how the energy pattern flows? That's indulging. When you do these things, when you take these measures in treating yourself and treating your body, yourself physically, like sometimes I give myself I'll give my own self a pedicure. I'll pull out, before they made the little implements that you can use at home where it bubbles up for you, I used to just get a big old roasting pan and put some bubble bath in there, and now they got salt rocks, foot soaks, they got all kinds of stuff. You can indulge yourself. You don't have to go give your money to those Chinese people. You can do this stuff at home. Take a hot soak bath. Drop you some of those fizzle things, those like Epsom salt balls in your water, to change the soften your water so you can have a relaxing bath. I use salt rocks sometimes. Always got candlelight. always have to light a candle every day, not just during my affirmation ritual, but I don't know, I always been that way. I don't like lights. I love candlelight. I love soft light in my home. It's like the more cozier my environment is, the more peaceful and humbleness my inner being would be. Because if I can live off the peaceful and the harmonical things that I set in my home, that's guaranteed that I'm going to have a good flow of energy through that day. So, indulge yourself. That's 3. So, we have learned 3 things today, self things, to empower and to strengthen and to encourage yourself. Laughter ritual, the love letter ritual, and the indulging ritual. And we have to do these things because, like we were talking about, all this chaos and hecticness that we face day to day, not just as an individual, but like she said, we have to stand front for our families, for those who can't fend for themselves. Like, my boys are pretty enough, strong enough, but I have a aging mother, I have to stand for her in a lot of things right now because she's not able to stand for herself. So all these things that I read that I do for myself, the smudging, the burning the Ponsamantal wood stick, the candle burning, the baths, doing things for myself to keep myself happy in the moment. That way I know the things that I want in the future is going to come to grasp, because I know that that's going to be taken care of through my process of what I'm doing now. So, and when you're a happy being, things just go well for you, period. You know what I'm saying? I never seen someone being angry and, but you have it where karma is so crazy, where you got people, I know I've been through life and said, dang, that person's so mean and so awful. How they get all this? How they deserve it? But that's just the laws of attraction sometimes. Some people may have done some greater things in the past, and now they're paying off why they're being not as humble or productive human beings in the future. So, that's how the law balances the scale in your life. Sometimes things we done can hinder us. Sometimes things we done can bless us and give us that extra boost to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed those 3 important factors of self-love, self-laughter, and self-indulging will have you to have a better living in the happiness of the moment now. Living in the moment of happiness, and will bring all your affirmations and your visions to grasp. But you got to live in you got to live in the moment and live now happy, like you already have those things. That's claiming it, planting that seed. You know what I'm saying? So you got to always be able to, you don't need people around you. And that's another our downfall. We always think we need somebody else to tell us that, to give us that uplifting, but it's not like that anymore. We need to do it for ourselves. And that's what I come to find out, living single and living alone, that a lot of things you said I just read to you that I do, it helps me be the person that I am. That's why I'm able to go out into the community and share my knowledge and share my love, and then come here every week and share with you guys everything that I've experienced in the community, and meeting and networking with other individuals, even this walks of life or in other walks of life. It's just that God put you in connected with so many people when you start indulging into what your vision is. And I always wanted to be a person that gives back to the community, whether it's information or helping in some type of physical state, or if my voice can help get the message out, then that's what this platform was really set up for. But we believe in the truth, and the truth is the art of anything. Art of books, art of music, art of anything. That's what 2GO stands on. That's my mission. Before we get to the last 15 minutes of the show, I like to give you the word on the street segment. So I'm going to play one more song of mine that I have out of distribution. And this one is written, the music is written by yours truly, Brother Lawrence's son, Kid, exclusive. He wrote the music, and I did it in Brother Lawrence's studio. I also wrote it in his studio. Soon as Kid gave me the music, and then it's like 15, 20 minutes later, Back When was born. So check it out. Moments, technical difficulties here. Just give me a second. Technology, I'm gonna get you this song in a second. But until I can get this song up, my word on the street segment is that I wanted to talk to you about health, entertainment, and music, which is locally. And because this is Howard Homecoming Weekend, we got so many folks in town, so many concerts, so many. No, this is taking me out too much. It's just a lot going on this weekend. Started last night, but in full blast tonight. So you guys got a lot of stuff that you can get involved with tonight, tomorrow night, and it's gonna be a long weekend because Monday is Columbus Day. So you get to get out and get into a lot of the events for the Howard University Homecoming Weekend. I'm telling you guys, get out there, do your thing, and enjoy some of these festivities. You got a lot of clubs that's having after parties. You got a lot of comedy. I know Cedric the Entertainer is here with Call from Martin and Keisha Cole. They're gonna be down at the I think they're gonna be at the Constitution Hall Theater. Also, they got it's just a lot. It's a lot going on tonight. I can't even begin to give you the updates of everything that's going on. All you have to do is just go on your social media, and I'm sure people are posting all types of events across the city for this weekend. Also, to talk about the health part of the segment of Word on the Street is that I wanted to talk to you guys about medication and aging and medication. I found out myself, this is from a personal experience, that medicines I used to take prior, maybe 5-10 years back, I can no longer take them anymore because of my level, my system is changing. I'm getting into an older body system. And like some people can used to eat, like myself, I used to eat milk, all dairy products. Now, no, I can't even look at a dairy product long enough before I'll start having stomach problems. And it's just like I wanted to talk about, you have to find out what, because a lot of things you used to eat can hinder your health and can make your ailments that you're suffering from now worse. Like, for instance, even though I found out that I have, with the Graves' disease, I found out that I have the lactose intolerance. If I still indulge into dairy stuff, I'll have hives, I have skin reactions. Not talking about the stomach and the digestive system reactions will take me through some things. So that's what I was talking about when you're age changing and medication and foods. When you're getting older, some things you can't you used to can take you can't take anymore. Like now, I can't even take any no type of aids to help me when you constipated. I can't take no type of supplements to help me go to the bathroom because they overwork on me. And I didn't know that until I got up into this age group that it's too strong for my systems. A lot of medications are just too strong for my systems. So I kind of like have to be like babyfied when it comes to medications because my system is not that tolerable to a lot of these new medications and updated versions of Pepto-Bismols and all that types of stuff. Even the Tums are like, I could take like, versus somebody taking some Pepto-Bismol, I could take like 5 Tums and my whole stomach situation would disappear for days. You know, I won't have no acid reflux or nothing. It'll overwork on me. So that was my part of the health part on Word of the Street segment. I was talking about age-changing medications and foods. Some things you used to can do, you can't do anymore. So what I've gone to now is like find out like the most information that your medications that can give you on those little bottles. When you get the printouts they give you from the prescription, when you get them filled, read those things because it tells you now the types of food not to eat with those medications, to stay away from, the type of drinks to stay away. Some of them don't want you to have citrus drinks because it does something, counteracts something to the medication. I'm serious. I didn't know it was that serious, guys, but I'm telling you, research your medications and make sure you're eating the right foods. I thought bananas was the best thing for a person. I only can eat a half a banana now. Just found out from my lab work 2 weeks ago. I used to tear bananas up because of the potassium and all the nutrients that the banana gives you. Not no more. I only can eat a half a banana. If I eat a banana, I have to eat a half a banana. I can't eat a whole banana no more. It's too much sugar in it. So I had to resort to eating low sugar natural fruits like strawberries has low sugar. So that's what I'm saying. Just start taking better care of yourselves all the way around, especially if you're on medications. You have to watch what you eat as well as drink when you're on age-changing medications. So I did the health, I did the entertainment and music locally of all the Howard University stuff that's going on this weekend and beyond, because we have a long weekend with Columbia's Day. And the tips on the fashion, like I said last week, we got to start putting out these long johns, these t-shirts, these sweaters. And while you're doing that, and if you come across some items and things that you're not using, you can't wear, clean them up, donate them, because someone can use it. This is just the peak of what we're gonna get. We haven't even gotten to the falling temperatures, and I seen 30s and 40s last night, and it's just October. So don't throw them in the trash. Just put them aside. Wash them, cleanse them real good, put them in a nice baggie, and donate them. Because someone can use your trash, and it will be a treasure to them, and I'm sure it will keep them warm. So when you're ready to pull out all your fall and winter stuff, and you're going through the things, and you find the things that you no longer can wear or use, put them to the side. Because guaranteed, a lot of these resource centers are taking donations, especially this time of the year, because of the drastic weather and the food costs and shifting of jobs. And because when the weather shifts, job shifts. I don't know if people realize that or not, but it does. The temperatures, the time of the season change has effect on everything, because certain jobs are not available anymore as they were in the summertime. So that's what I mean by things shifting. So just remember those less fortunate than yourself when you're doing your fall cleaning and winter cleaning out, and before you launch out to getting replacement of those things or new things. Just think about someone that's unfortunate to you. Also, In the community, this is the season for all the food drives, clothing drives, and coat drives, and toy drives. So if I were you, this is the month to go to those resource centers like Bread for the City, Martha's Table, the Community of Hope, any of these non-profit organizations. They have so much resources where you can get your turkey and Christmas dinners. You can get your toys for the kids. You can get clothing. You can get in between emergency groceries. So please go into your communities and find out where these resource centers or these resource entities are, because this is the time of the year and weathering where they're going to be harvesting a lot of donations and goods for those under privilege and misfortune. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed our show today, and we'll be back next Saturday, same time, same place. And Brother Lawrence, I hope you're enjoying your anniversary, 33 years. Homage. And to my man Tino, I rest in heaven. And I know you're up there having a good time, because God had got one of the fabulous musicians, legendary musicians. But it's just a great loss here for us. But I'm going to let you go out with my song. I finally found it and put it up. The music written by Kid McCrae, exclusive. Words, range written by yours truly, Camille. And produced and by Brother Lawrence, Ghost, in Ghost Studio, Platinum Studios. And here it goes, Back When.
Remember the time? So sweet. Boy, you really swept me off my feet. And now you're here with me, sharing a quiet, intimate fantasy. Let's take a trip back to the day when I used to call you my sweet thing. That was a feeling I'll never trade. But then you came around and took your love away. I'm so happy, have no fear. I need you to walk away from here. Have my love going up and down. I can't keep my feet on solid ground. I'm so happy, have no fear. I need you to walk away from here. Have my love going up and down. I can't keep my feet on solid ground. I fell in love with me. Loving myself is the best reality. When the next time love come around, I'll have my feet planted on solid ground. I want love so real, so deep, that will always remain inside of me. I'm so happy, have no fear. I need you to walk away from
One love, one thug, true honor under God. Till the next episode. Peace. Don't sleep. See you next week, guys. Love someone, hug someone.